Bastianini and the super promoter Tarek Solak. And making his way to the ring is the man who is living the Cinderella story. He knocked out his first opponent in brutal fashion, a Muharrem Yamada. Now can Mark Hunt knock out the current K1 World Champion, Ernesto Hoost? Tarek Solak, can he do it? Can Mark Hunt knock out Ernesto Hoost here tonight?
Well, as you can see, Michael, anything is possible, and I think this is the fight of the night. I think the winner out of this, in my mind, should take the tournament out.
And make his way to the ring, once again wearing this signed jersey of the Essendon Football Club. The most devastating heavyweight entity on the planet. The man they call Mr. Perfect, Ernesto Hoost. He knocked out Sergei Gur. Actually, he stopped Sergei Gur, who didn't answer the bell for the second round. And now Hoost faces Mark Hunt. Mark the Hammer, can Mr. Perfect knock out Mark Hunt here tonight?
I tell you what, Michael, there's going to be one little problem with Mark Hunt's fight style against Hoost. Hunt likes to charge up forward. Hoost likes to use his knees. Now, if Hunt gets in too close, that's going to leave him open for those long knees of Ernesto Hoost. So Mark Hunt's going to have to be real wary, keep himself upright, because if he bobs down, trying to land the big punches or getting too tight, Hoost is going to grapple him up and throw the knees.
It's the K1 Oceania champion against the K1 World champion. Let's go across to a champion ring announcer named Andy Raymond.
Ladies and gentlemen, the business end of the night starts. This is semi-final number 1, K1 rules. We are still scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, from Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. A 2-time K1 Oceania champion, a quarter-final knockout of Japanese sensation Hiromi Amada. Ladies and gentlemen, standing on the edge of a dream, let's hear it for Mark Hunt! Fighting out of the red corner, a quarter-final win knockout for over Sergei Gur of Belarus. He went into the tournament as the favorite and as a 3-time and defending K1 World Champion, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Perfect, Ernesto Hoost. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, the living legend, Dave Hedgecock.
Well, the living legend Dave Hedgecock will be the third man in centering Tarek Solak. It's Ernesto Hoost versus our own chap, Mark Hunt. How do you see it, Tarek? How do you see it, this one?
Michael, you can feel the electricity in the stadium because Mark Hunt has passed his first fight. And, you know, the Australians are really getting behind their sportsman, which is great to see here.
I tell you what, they raised the roof. They almost brought down the house when Mark Hunt made his way to centering. Can he do it? Can he achieve the dream? Can he knock out the man who's been unstoppable for the past 3 years, Ernesto Hoost?
Here's the test of his life, and we'll see what happens right now.
Mark the Hammer, can Mark Hunt work the sleeping pill on Mr. Perfect?
Okay, break, point break, step back,
you'll see a composed Ernesto, as long as he's not too complacent, because Mark Hunt is certainly going to go for it.
Watch the hedge.
I will go on record as saying, Hammer, that it is no secret that Ernesto Hoost's chin might be a little bit questionable.
Break, step back.
You can see Ernesto trying to get those knees up, Hunt negating it with his extreme body weight that he has there.
Mark Hunt at least 12 kilos, 15 kilos heavier than Ernesto Hoost. But Ernesto Hoost, the most devastating heavyweight fighter on the planet, Tarek.
Yes, Ernesto, in my mind, is the most technical fighter in the world, and he's up against Mark Hunt, which is a very strong fighter at the moment in the world. It's going to be great to see the outcome of this one.
Well, Mark Hunt has everything to gain and nothing to lose in this fight. He's got to throw it all up and just wait and see if he can take out Ernesto. It's only going to help his confidence, and Mark Hunt is certainly growing in confidence with each and every K1 bout.
Outside thigh kick there from Ernesto Hoost, the triple K1 world champion. Hoost will try and chop out the lead thigh of Mark Hunt. Hunt will go to the body and to the head of Ernesto Hoost. Harpe Nurinoa in the corner of Mark Hunt says that he's charged as a sleeping pill for everyone, Tarek Solak.
Yes, one thing I'm worried about with Mark is he hasn't checked those free leg kicks that he's received, and even if he wins the fight and if his legs are stuffed up, it's going to be hard for him on the last fight.
Stuffed up, Tarek. Is that the technical term, or we're just throwing that one in?
The big thumping goodnight Irene right hand there from Mark Hunt. He just smiles at Ernesto Hoost. Hoost expressionless, cold as always.
I'll tell you what, though, Tarek is correct. Stuffed up, banged up, knocked up, whatever you want to call it. You take a leg kick from Ernesto Hoost, and you're certainly going to be feeling it for the weeks to come.
I got told that they're like razor blades from Sam Greco and Tosca Petridis that fought him before.
Well, some fighters do have those uncanny sharp shin bones. They really slice you. It's just something that some people have and others don't. And Hoost really has them. They're like blades, his shins.
That's correct, and he's got about 8 of them in already in this first round.
He's certainly starting to go slice and dice on Mark Hunt's legs.
Comments there from the super promoter Tarek Solak ringside with myself, Michael Chavello, and the Hammer Mark Castanini coming to you from the Vodafone Arena in Melbourne, the K1 World GP 2001. Mark Hunt steps up with a jab, looked for the goodnight Irene right hand, thought twice about it. And Hoost just sizes him up, works away that outside thigh kick again, Ernesto Hoost. Hunt really taking a lot of punishment to the lead thigh hammer.
He's got to start to check. He's got to start to get that lead leg a little bit lighter. Perhaps put a bit more weight on his rear leg. Have a look at the shins, though, of Mark Hunt. That rear shin is already swelling, welting. There's lumps, there's bumps on that one. So Hunt's legs are already banged up.
Tarek, is Mark Hunt intimidated here by Ernesto Hoost?
I think it's not easy fighting someone as good as Ernesto Hoost.
And as Mark Hunt just has a look down at his lead shin bone, but his rear one has certainly got a couple of knocks on there. Hematomas. Is that what they call it, Michael?
That's the way. Don't ask me how to spell it, Hammer.
That's when blood actually bursts out under the skin, I believe, and you get a big lump happening.
Beautiful. You've got to bridge that gap. You're leaving the gap too long. Okay? I think you're going to have to attack this guy. You're going to have to attack him. Water. Busting his jaw, mate. Oh, I want you to... Mark, you've got to walk it in. This is all experience. The stomach's there. The uppercut's thrown. The uppercut's going to finish it. You've got to have numbers. Stop showing him your leg, eh? Stop showing him your leg.
Well, Harpy Naranara in the corner there of Mark Hunt telling him you've got to attack this guy, Mark. You've got to go after him. You have to get more aggressive. Into the second round of action. This one's scheduled for 3. It is the first semi-final of the K1 World GP Melbourne 2001. The big overhand right there from Mark Hunt, Hammer.
Just having a look at Ernesto in the corner there, in between rounds.
Step back.
He's almost bored. He's standing there. He's so composed. He's so cool. He's done it all before, Ernesto Hoost. This is nothing new to him.
First leg check of the fight there from Mark Hunt. High left round kick from Ernesto Hoost just whistled past the brow of Hunt. And some oohs and ahs from this great audience on hand here, Tarek.
Listen, I've seen some very good high kicks from Ernesto Hoost in the past, so don't be surprised if you see a tricky one coming up.
Watch the head.
Ernesto Hoost knocked out the living legend Maurice Smith back in the early days of K1 with that big right round kick to the neck. Took Maurice out, and Maurice...
The body shot! The body shot! Ernesto goes, come on, Uncle
doesn't like
Dave!
it.
Ernesto Hoost goes, he didn't hurt me, but Ernesto Hoost went down!
He's not happy with that one, Ernesto.
Okay.
That is one knockdown, one more, and this one's going to be over.
Is that right, Tarek? Would you call that a knockdown or a slip?
Well, I can't comment on the referee, but if it is a knockdown, if there's one more, the fight will be over.
Here comes the pain! Here comes Mark Hunt! Here comes Mark Hunt! The Vodafone Arena is exploding! Mark Hunt is on a demolition mission! Mark Hunt can feel it coming!
Right.
Ernesto Hoost just latches on for dear life. Hoost has been rocked here in the second round, Tarek.
Well,
You can feel the electricity in the venue here, and I think Mark's going to let everything go, and he should, because if he drops him one more time, it's all over for Ernesto Hoost.
You can cut the atmosphere here with a chainsaw, folks. It is electric. A nice leg check there from Mark Hunt. Harpy Naranara is raced out of his corner. It is alive.
Is that a knockdown in this round, Michael? Or is
2
that
knockdowns in 1 round, and it's all over, Hammer. It's good night, Irene. This place is exploding. Here comes Mark Hunt. Here comes Mark Hunt. Will Ernesto Hoost take a trip down the boulevard of broken dreams? The big right hand.
Well, Ernesto hasn't used that grappling and knee strikes I thought he would, that he did in his first bout. He's choosing to stand there at range with Hunt.
Mark Hunt is on the edge of the dream. Can he knock out the K1 World Champion? The Vodafone Arena, all of Melbourne is willing a knockout. Mark Hunt has knocked down Ernesto Hoost once. Hunt moves forward. This is Hunt's round nonetheless, even if it goes to the judges' scorecards. This is Mark Hunt's round, Tarek.
Step back.
Yes, definitely. And one thing to look out for, don't ever underestimate Ernesto Hoost's right hand also. He's a perfect fighter with every weapon, knees, kicks, and punches.
Big right hand again, smack bang on the kisser from Mark Hunt. The sleeping pills.
Slipped that big right hand, Ernesto. Ducked under it very tightly. He's still got his focus, though. He's a little bit phased by getting that knockdown. He believed he slipped, Ernesto Hoost. So he's a little bit phased there through his technique out, but I think he's back on track now. But
Solid right hand there from Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt storming forward. Ernesto goes down, only a slip. Dave Hedgehog.
That was a slip.
Ernesto Hoost has been rattled by Mark Hunt here in the second round.
So
Mark
close,
the hammer.
Michael.
Listen to this place explode.
Well, I tell you what, Mark Hunt, you've got to stand up and give him a standing ovation, because he's really just bitten the bullet and he's going for it. He's fighting the world-ranked #1 heavyweight. If you're wondering who the world heavyweight of kickboxing is, it's that man in the red corner, Ernesto Hoost. And Mark Hunt is taking him on. There's
Big
that
body
shot. I reckon that was a knockdown.
Big body
I reckon
shot.
that was a knockdown. Hoost was on the back foot a little, but it could have gone either way. And Dave Hedgehog has called it a knockdown. He deemed that the shot was what caused Ernesto to drop. It wasn't purely a slip. And geez, it came oh so close for Mark Hunt in that round. All he needed was to put him down again, and it would have been victory, victory, victory for Mark Hunt. Once again, Ernesto squares up. Hunt, big right hand. Ernesto trading leg kicks, whopping in the leg kicks on Mark Hunt. Again, he scores it with that big leg kick.
Tarek Solak, third and final round. Can Mark Hunt do it?
Well, Mark Hunt's missed a great chance there. Now he has to knock him down 3 times to get a knockout on the final round.
The Vodafone Arena has rallied behind Mark Hunt. He is Australia's own K1 Oceania champion, a 2-time K1 Oceania champion, up against the very best kickboxer in history, Ernesto Hoost.
Well, Tarek, if this round is even, and with that knockdown, could it go Mark Hunt's way?
I think this finds the decider. Whoever wins this round should take the fight out.
Ernesto Hoost has a look of worry on his face. He is not calm and collected. A little bit south of the border there from Mark Hunt.
Okay, fight.
Hunt sucking in the air. 3 rounds with Ernesto Hoost is no mean feat. 37 seconds down. Nice uppercut there from Hoost. Might have rattled Mark Hunt. Forces him back into the red corner, and Hunt ties him up. Tarek.
See those quick hands from Ernesto Hoost there with the left last uppercut.
They're those Pearl Harbor hands of his. You just don't see them coming. Mark the Hammer, what does Mark Hunt need to do here in the third round?
I think he needs to get a little bit more mobile, because when he gets stagnant and he stops, that's when Hoost is tagging him. He needs to start checking out the leg kicks too. Hoost is pretty much landing the leg kicks at will. But easy for me to say sitting here, nice comfy ringside. Harder for Mark Hunt to do in there. And what he is doing is showing a lot of heart, and showing that a boy from the back streets of Sydney could make it on the world kickboxing scene. And for that, I give him all the credit.
It is a real Rocky story here in centre ring. It is a Cinderella story. 1.5 minutes down in the third and final round. The living legend Dave Hedgehog keeping an eye on things. The third man in centre ring. Outside thigh kick there from Ernesto Hoost. The crowd again rallying behind Mark Hunt. This place is alive. It's electric at the Vodafone Arena. Mark Hunt just weaves out of the way of the right hand. Hoost tries to work a short knee to the breadbasket. Tarek.
I think those knees aren't helping Mark, so he's got to get out of that corner and start punching out with him.
Hunt just smiles at him. He almost went for the big Goodnight Irene uppercut. The one that landed on Peter Graham in the final of the K1 Oceania this year. Hunt moves forward again. 2 minutes down, 1 minute remaining, Hammer.
Well, Ernesto's...
Body shot right hand there from Mark Hunt. Then goes to the outside of the thigh. Mark Hunt just smiles at him.
Both gentlemen in centre ring having a good time. And I tell you what, the winner, win, lose or draw, is going to be Mark Hunt from this one, because he's taken the champ into the third, and he's given him a bit of a hard time on the way. And that is going to really show Mark Hunt that he can give the K1 a real shake-up.
Mark Hunt calling him forward, saying, come on, champ. Is that who you've got, Ernesto? They call you the very best in the world. Come on.
He's got to check those leg kicks up, Michael, because he's got one more fight after this. And as he goes for a rest half an hour, those legs are going to hurt him.
Well, that's if he wins.
Ernesto charging forward, a 4-punch combination, followed by a knee to the ribs, Tarek. At this stage, if it goes down to the judges, we do have a knockdown, don't forget, for Mark Hunt.
Well, this round's pretty even, although Ernesto is racking up some points.
The crowd rallying behind Mark Hunt in the dying seconds of the third and final round. Here comes Hunt. Here comes the pain, and that's it. 3 rounds of utter action. First of all, Mark the Hammer, I'll put you on the spot. How do you call it?
Well, I tell you what, first round probably Hoost. Second round, obviously with the knockdown, you've got to count it. It's got to go Probably Hunt's way in the third round. Hoost again.
Tarek
So,
Solak, how do you see it?
I think we're going to see an extra round. Of course, it's up to the judges, but the way I saw it, I think we're going to see an extra round.
I would agree with you there, Tarek. I think the extra round would be fitting for this fight. We see Hoost just charging forward, seizing up Hunt for the knee. Hunt's blocking the knees with his forearm there. You can see his forearm across his body. He was aware he was in danger land, and he didn't want to get into the grappling situation with Hoost.
Going to the judges' scorecard, we have a unanimous points winner. Judge Corrie scored the bout 30-29. Judge Birdwhistle 30-27. Judge Bullner 29-28. Your winner and advancing through to the final, Ernesto Hoost.